After the arrest that took place earlier today, the question now is what is next for Senator Antonio Trillanes? We have with us Philippine Star reporter Paolo Romero to give us more details on this. Paolo, first of all, where is Senator Trillanes now? And what are his immediate options?
Roby, despite what Senator Trillanes said about his having a safe ride, police escorted ride to the Makati Regional Trial Court and back to the Senate, he maintained that he will still be remaining in his office, won't be going home because of what he said were expected harassment and lingering threats on his safety coming from the administration. So he said he would just stay until the final resolution of his case in the lower courts and before the Supreme Court. Roby?
Okay, now, how will a threatened court-martial play out on top of what we are monitoring with the Makati RTCs?
Senator Trillanes spoke briefly about that, but he indicated that he will most likely question the legality or the jurisdiction of the military court-martial over him, given that according to him, he has already been a civilian since 2007 when he filed his certificate of candidacy. And his colleague in the minority bloc, Senator Franklin Dillon, also said that most likely that kind of move will be questioned before the Supreme Court. And they're holding on to Senate President Vicente Soto's word that he will not be arrested without any valid warrant of arrest. So that's something that we can expect Senator Trillanes to question if ever, in the event that the AFP court-martial issues a warrant or orders his arrest. Roby?
Okay, Paolo, could you expound a bit more on what Senate President Tito Soto say, and what will be the demeanor and the mode of the Senate in the coming days?
Yes, according to Senate President Soto, the agreement between the Senate leadership and Senator Trillanes would stay, which is that nobody will be arrested in the Senate premises, or at least have a spectacle of an arrest in the Senate premises. But Senator Soto was very careful in his words, saying that he's not doing this in particular for Senator Trillanes, but he said it's just to protect the integrity of the Senate. And earlier, Senator Trillanes was saying that he will abide by their agreement that if ever there will be a legitimate or valid warrant of arrest, he will yield himself to the authorities. Now, the question of how the Senate will be going about its business given what's happening, both the Senate leadership and Senator Trillanes and his colleagues in the minority bloc are saying that it will be work as usual. They will still be attending, the hearings and doing, committee work. In fact, when the news of his arrest being ordered by the Makati court broke out, Senator Trillanes was presiding over a committee hearing of the Committee on Social Justice chaired by Senator Laila de Lima, who herself is detained now at Camp Crame. So there may be this issue hanging over their heads, but they were very vocal about saying that they want to focus more on work, and Senator Trillanes and his colleagues in the minority bloc are saying that the Senate should be focusing on more important pressing problems like the economy and criminality rather than on focusing or paying attention to what they call a political persecution of one of their own. Roby?
Okay, Paolo, I do have one more. One more question. With regards to the Senate being assuring that it can function with business as usual, including Senator Antonio Trillanes, what does this mean for his threatened inquiry on Solgen Calida's security agency?
Yes, that was briefly touched on during the short interview reporters had with Senator Trillanes. Well, he indicated in general that all committee hearings would proceed. Now, after all, bail was granted to him, so he reported back at the Senate. Now, I think based on the previous hearing, it's really more of on the appearance of Solicitor General Calida. He has been absent in the past hearings, so I think that question would be really more on whether Solicitor General Calida would be appearing in that coming hearing. Senator Trillanes didn't say on when he would schedule the next one, but he has been pressing the Solicitor General, well, challenging, in fact, to make an appearance to prove that the allegations against him of conflict of interest involving his family security agencies weren't true. Roby.
Okay, that's Philippine Star's Paolo Romero joining us live from the Senate.